Recording in progress.
Hey,
Hey.
welcome to Behind the Eyes. This is our monthly wrap up show of our podcast, Eye Opener Society. Gary here.
Hannah here. Hey.
Hey, I just want to welcome everybody back because we really enjoy doing this. There's so much going on behind the scenes that nobody really knows what's going on. And that's what the purpose of this show is, where Hannah and I, we just kind of sit back, relax, and chat away. We do a little bit of a wrap up and go over some of our past episodes, and then we talk about a couple of little things, and then that's it. Not too bad, but this is less like our podcast style, and it's more like stepdad, stepdaughter just sitting around bullshitting the way we
I know. I was like,
do.
I gotta adjust a little bit here, y'all.
I gotta adjust
behind the eye, so I'm being comfortable.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. There was a lot going on behind the scenes of this very show. We probably should have recorded that, with trying to get our outfit.
Oh God, that was hilarious.
That was funny because we have Reaper gear. As you all know, we support Reaper Apparel, reaperapparelco.com, by the way, and I'll be talking about that. But yeah, I was trying to get Hannah into a Reaper shirt, and she was wearing this sweatshirt. She put it on over the sweatshirt, and
I looked like Fat Albert.
Yeah, it was just total Fat Albert, right?
We should have recorded me. I was like,
yeah.
Whoa.
So then we had to go through a quick change. So we're here, and that's what's going on behind the scenes of this show. Let's kick it off just like this. Let's start with the beginning of the month, March. March comes in like a lion, goes out like a lamb, right?
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. And this month with the changes of weather and the constant, we had a bunch of nice days, then it drops in temperature, and then it's constant rain.
I'm waiting for a snow day, to be honest with you.
I mean, that's probably coming up in April. Who knows? I mean, it's really, really wild. But we came in like a lion at the very beginning. And listen, I mean, I probably even lost sleep over this episode. I'm not going to have you go into the whole thing, but you had the most bravest moment and something I really am proud of you for.
Thank you.
I mean, and that's away from our show and all. I'm just extremely proud of you. I'm more proud of you now, as you are, as a human, as a person. I'm very, very proud of you. But you sat and talked about sexual abuse, bullying, and suicide. All, things you've actually unfortunately been through. But just tell the audience why you did that.
Well, I think I've been wanting to do it for a while. It was just one of those things where I wanted people not to feel sorry for me in any way. I wanted people to have a better understanding of me, why I am the way I am, and also why, this show is so important to me and, helping people because, those events made me who I am. They made me the caring person I was. And I wanted people to realize, whether it be your child, yourself, you're never alone. There are people out there who have gone through things that are sometimes afraid. Like, you could look at a person sitting next to you on a public bus and you never know if they went through the same thing that you did. So I wanted to shed basically awareness that, you're never alone in those moments.
Yeah. And again, it was emotional. It was an extremely
very emotional
show. It was for you. It was for me. But, again, at the end of the show, like we stressed, you are here with us. And that's the most important thing. And just the awareness of it, I think, if anybody listened to the show, like I said, I know it was difficult subject matter, especially if you're going through it. But I just felt it was so important. But here's the flip side of that. And I mentioned it to you. When we put up on Facebook or Fuckbook, whatever the hell you want to call it, again, it's a love-hate really. We need it because it's the largest platform. And I just wanted to make sure that you were seeing it. So I put up a post about it. And again, Facebook don't like the word suicide, abuse, and but yet, if you make a comment to somebody about, I'm going to slap you upside the head and you mess around, they will ban you.
Oh, ban.
And they're extremely against bullying and all that. So here we do a show that's bringing awareness, taking somebody who's actually been through it. And I put that up, and I think 64 views. Then on the flip side of that, just on one of my regular posts, I put up a stupid little AI image of a little, like, cabin, you know. It's up to, I think, like 34,000 views.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is wrong. Like, I appreciate everybody that listened to it. And don't forget, we are also on Rumble. We're also on YouTube. And I released that video out on the same day as the podcast, which we normally don't do. And I know a lot of people did see it and all, but we really appreciate those that did. But to get the word out was so extremely difficult. And that's what's so messed up with the world. When you do try to do something to help, nobody cares.
There's guidelines.
Yeah, the wording and all that. But then when you post something so stupid,
like a cabin,
it goes like a cabin, and a little AI generated image, 34,000 views. How is that helping anybody?
Yeah.
It makes you really think. I used to say it about YouTube. Like, those people that wanted to monetize, and I started looking into that. And I sit there and I say, if you do a show and you're giving people the opportunity to actually help somebody, it doesn't. But have somebody sit there and eat a cheeseburger, you get a million views. Yeah. I just don't get it. I'm completely pissed off at the world for that, the way things work. It's absolutely unbelievable. I don't know.
I reflected a lot on that episode. It was obviously a very difficult thing for me to do. I'm glad I did it. I have no regrets. But I did reflect a lot on that episode because I was like sitting there after we got done recording it, and I was like, damn, like, the thing of the matter is that I didn't even share, like, that's not even half of what I've been through in my life. That was just small pieces.
Wow.
Of my life that I've been through. I've been through so much more trauma and experiences, that I didn't even share in that episode. So it kind of like, it kept me up that night, like, not in a bad way, like, obviously I was like, depression at a high, anxiety at a high. I couldn't sleep, but, I don't regret doing the episode. Because like I said, I've always just wanted to spread awareness and help people who have been through similar situations. But it made me think, I was like, I really didn't touch on everything that I've been through in my life. Because a lot of the things, it's just like I'm not ready to speak about, or it's just like I didn't want to sit on the camera and crying all night long because I could have. And then there was like a one part in the episode where I had mentioned, when I was being bullied and I finally had enough, like, I like became hated, like I became angry and, started standing up for myself. But I wanted to emphasize, because I like, when I went to listen to our podcast, I heard it and I was like, you know what? I think people are going to listen to that and think that I became a bully back, but I did not. I wanted to clarify and, stand up for myself and, not make my image look like a same-faced penny. I did not become a bully. I just started to stand up for myself. And did I get nasty? I did, but I never became nasty to the point where I would return the insults that people were giving me to them. I never told anyone else to go kill themselves or create fake Facebook posts about them or send them anonymous messages and anything like that. I just was like, when I got nasty, I meant like I would literally just sit there and be like, you are a hateful bitch. And that's not me bullying. I don't think that was me bullying. That was me just saying like, you're nasty because of the way that you're speaking to me, and you're a bitch because simply you are being a bitch, But I was never a bully back. Yeah. I never have bullied anyone in my life. I think it's wrong. So when I listened to it, I was just like, I don't want to sound like I was like being like a two-faced penny, like.
No. I think what it is too, unfortunately, with everything you've been through, that does too also build up a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
And so, you're sitting there thinking, oh, man, did I say something wrong? You didn't. I think people do understand the differences between standing up for yourself
Yeah.
and the difference between that and being a bully.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. It really is. And I don't feel in any way. And listen, after everything you've been through, if you did have to stand up, become a bigger bully back, I think people would understand that
Yeah.
too as well. I just, you're well adjusted to it. It doesn't see, yeah, I mean, it doesn't see, based upon the other outcomes that could have happened. You've done or you made the perfect decisions, going about, for whatever was going on at the time. You've helped yourself. You did what you had to do in order to get through that type of stress, trauma, everything else. And you've done well. So I want to sit here and apologize or, try to make sense of it.
Yeah.
You did what you did. And I think people understand. Yeah, there's a big difference between being a bully and just standing up for yourself. Because if you're standing up to, for yourself, then there will be no bullying, you know, because the bullies tend to pick on the weaker people. That's usually how it goes. And I think nowadays everybody teams up. It makes themselves stronger. To
belittle people.
Yeah, because that's why I think too, like what you've gone through as far as the bullying portion, they probably seen you already as a strong person. So let's get an army together.
Yeah. That's pretty much how it happened.
Yeah.
That's how it rolled.
Yeah, that's definitely how, I think it happened. So it's over and the episode is over, but the effects will still last. And Hannah's always here. Somebody needs to reach out.
I reflect on like everything that I've been through in my life. I think I reflect on that with every decision that I make, whether it be ending a friendship or distancing myself from somebody. I think I reflect on everything just because I did not deserve it. I'm not glad that I went through any of the things that I did. But I'm in a sense thankful. Not in a light way, because it made me who I am today. And I know that sounds so cliche, but it created this thought processing system in my brain, where, like I said, when it comes to ending a friendship or doing anything in my life, I'm reflecting on everything that's happened to me to make those decisions, to protect myself and my well-being. So that's as far as like thankful for everything I went through, that I'll go. But everything that I've been through, it's an everyday thing that I think about. So
it's definitely going to damage you.
Yeah. Like I said,
damaged, not broken.
Yeah. Yep. Damaged, not broken from Reaper Apparel.
Reaper Apparel.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's scary to think that you barely touched the surface of the stuff that you gone. That's scary to me, for you. But again, you gone through the episode and you survived through it, and it was emotional, which we both knew it was going to be. And again, like I said, I hats off to you, man. And I always got your back. I'm always here to protect you. I don't care what the fuck goes on. I love you to death. And I appreciate so much for you, to open up.
Thank you.
Yeah, because
it was hard.
I can imagine.
It was.
Yeah.
But I wanted to touch on the things that, I'm not saying that everything that I went through didn't matter, but I wanted to touch on things that I see more often than I would like. Like I wanted basically to just give the things that I knew that, most people go through. I wasn't going to sit here and just talk about my childhood trauma, and I wasn't going to sit here and, go into detail about my like infertility and everything like that. Wasn't going to sit there and talk about friendships that ended and things like that. Like I've just been through so much, and I just wanted to touch on the things that I just unfortunately see way too often. The feedback that we received on the episode, we had one person, say that, they're glad that I'm here, that they lost their sister to suicide. And it's just, I knew that it was going to touch the people that needed to hear it. So that's why I think I picked the things that I did pick about to talk about that I went through, because I knew that it was more, unfortunately, common things.
Right. And all those things do, they come, it's not just like, oh, just the bullying, just the abuse, just the student. There's a whole package that comes with it, that affects not only you, it affects everybody else around you.
Yeah.
But it's really the awareness to help. Listen, if you're going through it, get the help. Other people have been through it. You're not the only one. So, yeah, and you could see sometimes there's strength in other people that you might find that strength in another person, and it may reflect back to you and might help you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, we did the episode because, like I said, it wasn't had anything to do with our podcast. It just had to do with trying to reach people and help people.
Yeah. So before we wrap up that, I did want to shout out to everyone who did give feedback and, who will give feedback in the future. I really do appreciate it. It was a lot for me. So I do appreciate everyone giving me the hats off and, recognizing my strength. And that's really what I wanted to say.
Yeah. And I'll tell you right off the bat, thank you as well for doing that. That was just the bravest thing. And, I got so much more respect for you. And, I'm always, always proud of you.
Thank you.
Know that always. All right. So moving on to something bigger, better. After that, we recorded the show Nothing Matters. That was my little take on things. So, yeah, we started recording like this so, a little shorter episodes and all, but Nothing Matters came because this is where, I made the announcement in our last show that I'm starting to write a book. That's going to be my thing. And this is what the book's really going to focus on. It's focusing on everything we speak about in the podcast. And, I'm going to do a lead up to it. And then when you came on, when we rebranded, but it's to help people because that's all the show is. It's just about life, everyday life. You can mix all the spirituality into it, all the meditation into it. But what it boils down to is recognizing after a while that suddenly you start to realize that, half these things in life don't matter.
Yeah.
We are so focused on this so-called structure that we have that really, where did that come from? How did it come about? Why did we get brainwashed into doing some things, like work, the concept of money, all of the systems that are behind it, credit scores, none of that matters as far as being a human being, waking up every day and saying, I'm a human being. I could go out and grow my own food, hunt my own food, I could build my own house. We were that, and then suddenly we thought we were smarter and evolving, but we create all these systems that, unless you're struggling, everybody's struggling to be at the top, and everybody below them that are tripping up are just left behind.
Yeah. And
that's not really, I think, what we do. And so that's what the book is going to focus on, and that's what the episode basically, focused on was, things don't really matter that you really think. The real matter is how you are as a human being, the things that make you happy, the things that make people around you happy.
Yeah, I think the takeaway from my perspective on the episode was, I think a big thing with me is that, like, when we were talking about Nothing Matters, I think, like, for me, I wanted to for people that stop stressing. Just stop stressing, because in the end, it doesn't matter, My biggest thing is, and Gary will attest to this, I have been saving so much lately, and I think he's getting it in his head too. I'm like, oh my God, fuck it. Like, we can pay our bills, and so the fuck what if we're broke, Just
live broke, but be happy.
Live broke and be happy. I'm like, you know what? Did we order out 7 days this week? Fuck it. Yeah, we did. But our bills are paid, so nothing else matters. Stop stressing about it. You paid your bills, whatever. Go do what you want to fucking do. If something happens, it was gonna happen anyway, if you had money or if you didn't. So just be happy. Stop stressing, because it doesn't matter. Just live your life and be happy. And I think that's what I really touched base with. That's what I wanted to, like, people, like, bring awareness to. And I shouted you out because he has a Reaper apparel addiction. So duh, Reaper apparel, best. I love the message of Reaper apparel, and I'm so happy to be ambassadors for this company.
Yeah, they do a great job. And since we were on that subject, reaperapparelco.com. exposition.com. If you go there, but better yet, I'm going to have a link down here. You guys should know it by now. If you follow that link, you'll be taken to our associate site. Make your purchases. Put in the code Eye-Opener Society 10% sign. Get you 10% off. Now, a little sneaky trick here. Do that. But listen, let's say you have 5 items you want, right? Purchase one item, just one. Use the code Eye-Opener Society 10%.
Get the 10%.
You get 10% off that order. And then once you place that order and it's through, a little timer pops up. And you have like 10 minutes or so to do more shopping. And then Reaper Apparel gives you another 30% off of. So the other 4 items now that you wanted, or 3 items, whatever it is, buy those. You'll get 30% off. Put in Eye-Opener Society 10% again.
40%
40%, man. 40. Listen, you're never, ever going to get a deal at 40% off your order. All right? That's just for using our code and just knowing the little tricks and, things that I found out about it. So try that out, but definitely support them, because Reaper Apparel is a fantastic company, small company. And these here beautiful shirts here, made in the USA. That's one thing. Hannah looks great in them. I'm like sitting here looking at myself on camera, and I said, holy crap, normally I never wore a trucker hat, but I'm wearing it, and I fucking look good.
You look badass, man.
I really do. I fucking look good. I'm not going to lie. I look great.
Like, you look like you could be DJing something right now. Like,
oh, yeah. Absolutely. And that blue shirt that you have.
Oh, I love my blue shirt.
So good. The color on you.
Yeah. Did you get my mom that color?
I forget. I don't like it. I think it was just drunk purchasing.
He was drunk.
I was drunk purchasing, but
fine.
It's all right. It's fine. It's going to be some great stuff. But yeah, check it out. ReaperApparelCO.com. Enter in, Eye-Opener Society, or follow the link below. Just check them out. They're a great company. Again, made in the USA, small business, and the message too is the same thing.
Broken, not defeated.
Broken, not defeated. It's all about living life and not to be sorry at the end that you did everything you wanted to do. All right, so check them out. Thank you. So after Nothing Matters, don't forget we had St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, that was an episode that I wanted to do, of course, St. Patrick's Day. It was so cliche, but I wanted to do something on luck. But I think with that episode, we took it beyond just like, St. Patrick's Day, luck, 4-leaf clover. We didn't even mention 4-leaf clover.
Never did.
I wanted to do that because I don't know. It was like a spark. I was like, okay, March 4th. I just said 4th of July. I'm done. I'm tired. My son had surgery yesterday. But I was like, let's broaden the spectrum for people. And we talked about good luck charms.
Yeah.
We talked about, the meaning of luck. And,
internal or external
luck.
Yeah, exactly. It was a cute little episode because it was a quick episode, but I don't even think you were aware, like when you asked me about luck and I started throwing in that external. When it comes to luck, that's external because you're being lucky because of an outside source.
Yeah.
Yeah, we took it a little bit deeper. It was just a fun little show, and I had fun talking about it.
Yeah, we touched on, superstitions as well a little bit there. We talked about, walking under a ladder, black cats, all that fun thing.
Hitting the lottery,
Yeah, lucky dice.
Really, carrying those good luck charms around.
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
I think, like, when you see it, you're like, oh, it's just going to be one of those. But we just took it outside of the box, I think. And I really, really liked that episode a lot.
Yeah, it was good. I just, you bring some really good episodes. You always do.
Yeah.
And that, like I say, it was quick, cute, but we took it to a good level and we had fun with it.
We did. It was a fun episode.
Yeah, I think we were lucky we did it.
Yeah, we were pretty lucky.
Yeah, and then after that, to round up, the whole month, we did Sacred Studio.
Yeah.
And Sacred Studio, as much as we're talking about our studio that we record in, but it was really about personal spaces that you go to, things that you claim as your own, whether it's your side of the bed, the favorite chair, wherever you are, wherever you go and you have a space, you make it your own and you leave your imprint there.
Yeah. I think he surprised me with this episode, because originally, I don't know if he's going to end up using this episode concept again, in the later month, but we were going to talk about like farms and everything like that.
Right.
So you had switched it up and me like, we're going to do something about Sacred Studio. And I was like, all right, like, okay, I'm rolling with it. Fuck it. Like, knock me off my, knock me out of my socks. But then we started the episode and, you let it off and then I kind of went out. I was like, let me just go on my tangents here that I love to do. And you surprised me with that episode. But I think once I got it, I was like, okay, yeah, like I got this, I got this in the bag. It was a good episode.
Yeah. Yeah, we really touch. It's just, again, spiritually, universe-wise, we leave imprints. And so if you have a favorite place, a favorite spot that you go to, and we learned...
Your rail trail bench?
Yeah, the bench. Yeah, when you're out walking and hiking and somebody's sitting in that bench or somebody's sitting at your desk or messing with your desk. Yeah, it affects you. And, again, that's because of our energies, our powers, and... We spoke about that so many times, and that's what Sacred Studio, because our studio was what really led us to buying, this home, because it was just so right. We have a podcast.
We looked at so many houses, and like I was like honestly like gonna give up or like just settle for another house, and then this literally popped up, and then I loved the house, but I came downstairs and I was like, this is fucking it, bro. I seen this and I was like, Gary, he's like upstairs checking everything out. I was like, come down here right now. And he's like, this is it. I was like, and we put the offer in that night. I think it was my realtor's still to this day record of fastest accepted offer. So
yeah, it was great. That had a little bit of luck too. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Yeah, so that's what we wrap the month up with, and we always have a great time in the studio. All of our recordings are sacred to us. It's just, again, when we, rebranded and I started doing this podcast with you, that's what it was. It was something sacred. I share so much with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
we have a sacred bond.
We have a very sacred bond. It's, and through all the years, being with your mother and all, and even though I knew you and I was close to you, but just more recent, especially living under the same roof, there is a fucking bond. It's like I really enjoy being around you.
We can't live without each other.
Yeah, we really can't. It's true. So that's why I born in the Sacred Studio, because we get to sit here and talk, and we usually chat while we're waiting for an episode to upload or something before we record the next one. It makes it sacred.
Yeah. And, to bring up sacred, we didn't even touch base on this as far as, like, the episode, but we have, like, a sacred routine.
Yeah.
On the weekends, if he doesn't have to, like, go do something, we sit upstairs and, I think he waits to hear Caden's pitter-pattering, and he comes upstairs and he's like, so coffee? And I'm like, yep, we're having coffee. And, I'll have Caden's breakfast ready and he'll sit and eat his breakfast. And me and him will sit there and down a whole pot of coffee together. And we just sit and talk about nonsense sometimes or, the podcast or anything, and that's our sacred moments together.
Yeah. And I don't think you realize just how much I need that in my life. I mean, I really enjoy it. I miss you when I'm at work.
Yeah.
It's like really weird. It's like, I got to go home and sit and just talk.
Yeah.
I enjoy that a lot. But that's how we wrapped up. So what I want to do now is I wanted to touch on something I think we did before, but I just want to reiterate because this is behind the eyes. And like I say, I'm doing so much behind the scenes with this podcast. I want to make it full time. There's things going on. I'm going to make an announcement later because I want to see how this progresses because I'm working with other podcasters on it. And then, of course, I'm also going to be writing a book and trying to work 2 jobs at the same time. Whatever. I want this to be full time. But I'm going to touch on something. I've been using Facebook, obviously, for most of our advertising and posting just to get stuff out there. And I understand I have a Facebook following. Probably nobody's from there is listening to the actual podcast. They like to click like on a little picture. So I use AI to generate, a little picture based off of my post, because I figure it's just so much easier because I don't have the time to take a picture of something live. And to get the algorithm started, it's just good to have a photo. So AI is great. Somebody made a comment on it. saying, aren't you scared of AI?
Oh, our conversation.
Yeah, and this was our conversation today, and it was just like, what am I scared of? It's a picture. That's all it is. What is it going to jump off the screen and attack me or something? And they were so shocked that I didn't have a problem with AI. Now, I do remember probably talking about this in the past because somebody else brought that up. I have a problem with artificial intelligence when it's trying to replace certain things and thought processes, nano robots and stuff, things that the government can manipulate. If you throw the government in to the word artificial intelligence, I have a problem with that. I really do. I mean, I've seen, the Terminator series. I know Skynet goes online. Boom. That's what I'm afraid of.
But I'm not afraid of an AI picture.
Right.
And what I brought up when we conversed about this morning, I was like, dude, like so many people don't even realize that shit is AI. That is AI. Like, what do you think Siri is? What do you think Google is? What do you think Alexa or whatever else is? That is all AI.
Bottom line, a computer.
Is
like
AI.
all the way back from the Commodore 64 up until the crazy, it's AI. It's
Google.
That's it. Google
is Queen AI.
That's all it is. So,
Bing, her sister.
Right. So artificial intelligence is not scary. We've been using it for years. It's just progress of, technology. That's all it is. And as far as the foes, like I find a problem, like if somebody, uses AI and then says, oh, I designed it, I developed it, or they use artificial intelligence to write something. But even me, I started writing a book and I actually said, hey, I can convey a pretty good set of words, but I'm not a pro at it. I don't, understand.
Yeah, like the bigger vocabularies or like, so use AI.
I used AI because what I did is I typed up the first page, kind of like the prologue to it. I typed it up all in my own words, and then you put it in AI, and all it does is clean it up. Listen, people use that all the time. Like there's Grammarly. I use Grammarly, so if I'm typing and if there's a mistake, all the spelling, that's all AI. We use it all the time. So I don't understand what this scariness is.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm like scared about with as far as AI goes is I'm on TikTok, so and I see a lot of people like creating fake videos like with sounds of like artists singing like covers to songs. So like just for an example, like Drake was singing a cover of Hello by Adele, but AI is so advanced that it literally sounded like Drake actually singing this cover of the song, but it was AI generated.
Right.
That is creepy because it comes back and you're like thinking about it, and you're like, yeah, this sounds bomb. And like, this is something I could listen to every day. Like, this is fucking awesome. But just think about the bigger picture of the fact that if you answer those spam calls and you're saying, hello, 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 who is this? And they're not answering or responding to you, it's because someone's trying to pick up your voice
Well,
and AI your voice.
And
so that's the only creepy thing I find about with AI. But other than that, like a picture and like Siri, I'm like, Siri is my best bitch. Like I be using Siri all the time.
Yeah.
But that.
Right. And also with that, they do the artificial stuff where it makes videos and words of things you never said.
Yeah.
So that's where you're going with that, and I get that. But you know what? Things like that, the fraud and hoaxes have been going on long before AI.
Yeah,
it's progress. So everything from the telephone. How many people made prank phone calls on telephones?
Yeah.
Before
Star 67.
Yeah, exactly. Then we started using
Is that
Star
still a thing?
67. I think it is actually. You can still use it. But then caller ID came in, and all this other artificial intelligence now. So now there's robocalls, it's all generated through AI. It's progress. It's all it is. We've used it. So I don't feel we are afraid of it. I use it openly all the time on Facebook just to make the pictures, and I'm not scared of the pictures. Like I said, I'm scared of the bigger picture But again, even if AI didn't develop to this, we would have done something anyway
Yeah.
to destroy something. That's just how we are as humans. And we, AI, does it make it easier? Yes, obviously it does. But in my beliefs, it's a pendulum. There's always going to be good with all the bad. That's all. It all depends on how you use it. Me using AI for a picture on Facebook is not contributing to the bigger picture of the government using something for bad or using AI to fraudulently, harm somebody or slander somebody or anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's my show. That's our show. Eye Opener Society. This is Behind the Eyes. So April's coming up. Better weather is getting here.
Yeah.
Hannah and I think we want to get out more and maybe visit some small businesses. We're thinking about doing that. I still have other things going on that I don't want to talk about just yet because they're still in the works. But I do have the book I'm going to be working on, and I'm going to be penning my own book. And I think we got to start focusing a lot more on some lives on Facebook. I mean, might as well use it. We just got to know what words to use so people know we're doing it. But I want to start doing that more too and get some more feedback and all from you guys.
Yeah, and I love the communication, like live communication with people. So I'm excited to do that again.
Yep.
But yeah, we're looking forward to warmer weather, exploring, everything like that. We love to go on walks and stuff, and my son loves it, so.
Yeah, so we'll be doing all that. We'll be coming up with more ideas to send out to you. We are on eyeopenersociety.onpodium.co. You know that. It's got everything on there that you need, all the links. ReaperApparelCO.com. Teamed up with them. Elaine's Tarot, all right, that's Elaine'sArcaneTarot.com. Definitely check her out too as well. We are on YouTube and we are on Rumble. When you listen to our podcast, our regular podcast, usually a week after, we'll put the video versions up on both Rumble and YouTube. All right, so remember that. Just go to rumble.com or YouTube and just search Eye Opener Society and you'll find stuff. So for those of you that enjoy video, I just don't, the only problem I have is we're trying to get statistics. So listening to our podcasts on your regular platforms, the non-video stuff, the audio only, helps us more than you guys watching on, Rumble and YouTube. But whatever platform, I mean, we're here, we're doing it. That's what we like. We're going to start from here, just recording video on all of our podcasts. So don't forget that too if you wanted to check out rumble.com or YouTube and see our videos.
Yeah. But that wraps up Behind the Eyes for the month of March. And I think March was a very strong month for us. And, we're excited to bring more to you guys.
Yes, definitely. We're always going to be bringing more to everybody.
Yeah.
And so from Hannah and I, we're going to take our time and relax in our sacred spaces. And we hope you all do too.
See ya.
Bye.